Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new loot video for you all today. So today we bring you loot from fishing Karambwans for 30 hours, and also every single clue bottle that was fished was picked up and done along the way. And this time around, unlike the 30 hours of fishing Minnows video, the timer was paused every single time a clue bottle was obtained. And since our good friend Wiggy is an Iron Man and he does need a lot of Karambwans, he was the one that wanted to do this video. Very AFK, very laid back experience for him. The gear for this video is pretty simplistic, just a dragon harpoon with a full angler set, and in order to get to this Karambwa fishing location, you do have to use the fairy ring code DKP. Released into the game September 14th, 2004, the examine option on these Karambwans is this is a raw green octopus. Basically, this is a fish native to the tropical island of Karambwa, and catching one requires 65 fishing as well as a Karambwan vessel using raw Karambji, probably mispronounced that one, as bait after completing the quest Tai Bonawana Trio. Now every time you do catch one of these you get about 50 fishing experience, and this is north of the shipyard and east of the harpy bug swarms. Now unlike regular fishing, the Karambwans can actually steal your bait from your fishing vessel without you actually catching them, and when this occurs you will see it through an in-game message, as you'll see on the screen in the chat box here in a little bit. And the rate of this happening is shown on this graph here on screen, so you can kind of calculate your success rate when it comes to fishing these things, and that's all really dependent on your fishing level. The bare minimum fishing level that you do need for Karambwans is only 65, so it's really not that high compared to other things. And a fun fact, the high alk value for a Karambwan is 120 GP, which is actually kind of high for a fish, and the buy limit in the Grand Exchange is about 13,000 at one time. Although I will say most people, from what I've seen through the past couple years, just playing the game myself and also on Twitch and YouTube, as well as fishing 20,000 Karambwans on my Iron Man, most people here seem to be an Iron Man based account who like to stack these octopus, these fish up for good food for future PVMing, especially Corporal Beast. And if you want to cook them, you do have to talk to the NPC Tensei before you do that. And when you're using a raw Karambwan on a fire or a range, you can either cook it poorly, and that requires 1 cooking, but you only get a poison Karambwan in return. You get about 80 cooking XP. Or you can cook it thoroughly, which requires 30 cooking, yielding a cooked Karambwan and 190 cooking XP. Now, poison Karambwans cannot be cooked again. To obtain a cooked Karambwan, in general, Karambwans stop burning at 99 cooking, 93 cooking if you're using the Hasidious Kitchen, or 88 cooking at the Hasidious Kitchen, and you have to complete the Elite Kebos Diary. Speaking of diaries, catching a Karambwan is actually a medium Karambwa diary task, and cooking a Karambwan thoroughly is a hard Karambwa diary task, so it's something to keep in mind if you're ever going to go for a diary cape one day. You can also purchase raw Karambwan from Taidechi's Karambwan stall, which has a fast restock rate, and cooking them by buying them is a popular cooking method for Ultimate Iron Man players. According to the wiki, there's only been one update in regards to Karambwans, and this was August 10th, 2017. For balancing reasons, it went from 105 fishing XP per Karambwan catch to 50, so that clearly shows that you were able to get much more fishing experience per hour back in the old days, but in 2017 they did change that. And some trivia facts for you guys. According to Lebufu, Karambwan is translated as friend of Karambwa in the Karambwan language. The villagers call players Bwana, which means friend, and this would make the word Karambwan a combination of the words Karambwa and Bwana. And speaking of friends, this lovely fishing pet can certainly become friends with its new owner, because luckily our guy Wiggy was lucky enough to get a fishing pet while recording this video. Very rare to see a pet in this loot series. It's only happened a handful of times, and I certainly did not expect it to happen in a skilling related video. But nevertheless, congratulations to him. This was achieved over 20 hours in, and of course it was insured right away. It's a lovely pet. I've had it many times while fishing sharks, but never myself while fishing Karambwans, so that's really cool to see. Earlier I did mention that you do need to bring a fishing vessel to catch these Karambwans, and if you're curious on how to fill that up, you do need at least 5 fishing, and you can catch all of the bait that is required to fish these Karambwans with a fishing net in a lake south of Tai Wana Village, which is northwest of Shiloh Village. Fairy ring code for this would be CKR. You only get 5 fishing XP per catch, and the amount of bait that you do catch depends on your fishing level, similar to Karambwans. It increases every 5 levels though, and if you're 95 or above, you'll catch about 20 bait at a time. Boosting beyond 99, you'll get about 21 bait every single time. But the lower the fishing level you are, the lower of amount of baits you'll catch. And also, this raw bait can be ground into raw paste, which is used in the quest, so that's something to keep in mind. You can also buy it from Taidechi for 10 GP each after completing the quest, but the stock is only about 50 per world. And something that I find fascinating on the wiki is that it does say that due to being one of the only stackable fish, the other one being minnow, and also relatively cheap to obtain, raw Karambwan bait are ideal for feeding your pet cats. So this is a great way to save inventory space while you're trying to grow cats in order to exchange them for death runes. Whenever you need to feed them, you can use this very helpful Karambwan bait, because according to the wiki, it does work. And also, if you're curious about the Rada's Blessing, I do know that I've mentioned it in a few of these fishing videos. This will allow you to catch the double amount of raw Karambwan bait. You know, instead of getting 15, you'd get 30. And what's even cooler is that you can continue fishing this bait even if your inventory is full, because it'll just keep on stacking up, so that's nice as well. Something that I haven't mentioned in this video yet is the experience gained. And as you can see, most of the time the fishing XP was shown in the upper right corner. But overall, from 30 hours above, 1 mil fishing XP was gained, just slightly above 1 million. On average, about 711 Karambwans were fished per hour. This is a huge amount of fish compared to other fish that you can get per hour in RuneScape. And a Rada's Blessing was used the entire time with full angler set. And with that being said, 30 hours of just fishing Karambwans has been completed. Over 33,000 pieces of bait were used, and the overall price check from all the Karambwans obtained comes out to be 21,353 Karambwans. At a current price of 381 each, you're looking at about 8.1 million. And it is important to note that anytime a clue bottle was obtained, as mentioned in the beginning of the video, the timer for 30 hours of fishing was paused the whole entire time. So all the beginner, easy, medium, hard, as well as even one master clue scroll will be opened up now, so we can see, you know, add to the profit of fishing these Karambwans. I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's always a nice perk to get a clue scroll while you're training a skill. You know, you don't have to rely on PVM or killing a monster to get a clue scroll. You're now able to do almost any type of skill to, you know, randomly get that small chance at a random tier of a clue scroll, whether it be fishing, woodcutting, mining, or anything else. Overall, there was 4 hards, 7 mediums, and 14 easies. Unfortunately, the beginner clue scrolls, which are the most common to get while doing any skill, as it goes for the clue scrolls, you know, really don't result in much. You're never going to see a lot of profit from those, but you never know what you can get with the easies, the mediums, and especially the hards. Kind of crazy to think that you can walk away with a 3rd age item or a pair of ranger boots just by AFKing a skill, because you just might be able to pick up a lucky clue scroll. So that's really nice to see, and it's a really nice benefit of skilling. You know, it's a nice thing to take a break from once in a while. But overall, just kind of crazy to think that if you invest 30 hours with, you know, of course, 90 plus fishing and the blessing and the set of angler, you can get over 20,000 Karambwans. I mean, that is a crazy amount. Just a few days or, you know, 3 or 4 days of AFKing Karambwans can stock you up for months, if not years, depending on how you use them and what you use them for. So for any Iron Man watching this video, make sure to check out Karambwans. They're certainly a great fish to catch. As it goes for the hourly rate, you just get so many of them. And fishing them may not be the best fishing XP per hour, but you're still going to get a lot of cooking XP. So that'll be an easy 99 to get on any account if you're going to be stocking up a decent amount of Karambwans. I'd say the only downside to this is, of course, you do need to do a quest, and you do need to at least read up on, you know, how to do this so you don't just fish the wrong ones or cook the wrong ones. There is a small little multi-step process in order to be able to do this very smoothly and learn what you need to do. But other than that, I'd say it's a pretty laid-back experience, and it's a very popular fishing method amongst many different Iron Man accounts and even some mains out there. Overall, from the clue scrolls, the beginners we got about 200k, the easies about 736k. From the hards, about 1 mil. From the mediums, about 67K. And overall, if you were to add the price of all the clue scrolls, which was 2.15 mil, to the overall price check of the Karambwans, you would end up with roughly 10.25 million from 30 hours of fishing Karambwan. Maybe add another hour in there for all the clue scrolls, maybe a little extra, but overall that is not too bad for all this fishing, all the laid back AFK-ness of it. Not to mention the fishing pet was achieved, as well as a few fishing levels, so, you know, gotta shout out that. And these Karambwans will definitely come in handy for the future for Wiggy's account. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. I do apologize for the lack of uploads lately. I have about 4 videos ready to go and edit and upload for you all. I've just been pretty sick recently. You know, my luck in real life has not been the greatest the past couple weeks or so. So keep me in your thoughts if you will, guys, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow with a different video, and I hope you all are doing great. We're almost out of 2020, a lot to look forward to with 2021, and cheers to that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, Mr. No Sleep, out.